Case study analysis. Step 1. Identify background information. Step 2. Problems and issues. Step 3. Identify 3 key issues. Step 4. Provide 3 theory analyses. Step 5. Provide 3 objectives to overcome issues. Step 6. Provide 3 short, medium, and long-term smart action plans. The Suncorp Insurance Group was founded on the 1st of December 1996. The headquarters lie in the CBD of Brisbane. Due to severe storms and flash flooding in January of 2011, the Brisbane River rose to the point where thousands of homes and businesses in the CBD were partially submerged. One of the businesses affected was the Suncorp Insurance Group headquarters, leaving large portions of their employee force being unable to work as technology in the buildings endured severe water damage. This forced Suncorp Insurance Group to think quickly as there were thousands upon thousands of flood insurance claims being made. Forcing them to mobilise their staff, they sent limited staff members with habitable homes to work, struggling to process the claims effectively. Broad issues and problems. Chapter 1. The Contemporary Workplace. Technology, Workforce Diversity. Chapter 5. Ethical Behaviour and Social Responsibilities. Ethical Problems and Behaviour. Chapter 7. Information and Decision Making. Information Technology in the New Workplace. Chapter 8. Planning. Tools, Techniques and Processes. Chapter 10. Organising. Virtual Design of the Building. Broad Issues and Problems, Part 2. Chapter 11. Human Resource Management, Internal and External Controls. Chapter 14. Communication and Interpersonal Skills, Use of Communication Channels. Chapter 15. Motivation and Rewards, Rewards and Performance. Chapter 16. Individuals, Job Design and Stress, Satisfaction, Performance and Job Design. Chapter 18. Leading and Managing Change, Managing Plan Change.
Part 3. Key Issues and Problems. The 2011 Brisbane floods submerged the CBD of Brisbane, and the aftermath left the majority of businesses in the area inoperable. Suncorp Insurance were forced to strategically create a system in which they could utilise technology to allow ease of access to the network. A number of key issues that Suncorp Insurance had to manage during the transition were: Chapter 7, Information and Decision Making, Chapter 8, Planning, and Chapter 18, Leading and Managing Change. Part 4, Relevant Theories to Address Problems. Chapter 7, Information and Decision Making. How information technology is changing organisations. Information technology is currently being used to connect people worldwide at a rate that has never been seen before. As technology improves, more businesses are looking to apply technological innovations to increase productivity. It has become an essential part of the contemporary workplace as it can provide a range of easy, immediate, and often inexpensive services. Forms of communication can be sent and received between departments, employees, and customers electronically, which can let the business operate with less middle managers who would have otherwise been assigned the task of delivering the information. The Business Excellence Framework, taken from SIA Global, is an integrated information and knowledge model focusing on leadership and management. The model combines a number of elements that are essential to sustainable organisational excellence. The elements that create the Business Excellence Framework are: process management, improvement and innovation, success and sustainability, customer and market focus, strategy and planning, leadership, and people. Information and knowledge are boundaryless in order to assist with decision making, facilitate process improvement, and promote innovation. Relevant Theory, Chapter 8, Planning. The planning process. Firstly, the planning process begins with an organisation setting specific outcomes that it wishes to achieve. This should be a systematic process involving 5 sequential actions. These actions are: 1. Define your objectives. 2. Determine where you stand in relation to objectives. 3. Develop premises regarding future conditions. 4. Analyze and choose among action alternatives. And 5. Implement the plan and evaluate results. The planning process is an extension of the decision-making process, and it is a systematic way to approach 2 important tasks: setting performance tasks and deciding how to best achieve them. A framework that is useful in establishing effective organizational goals is the SMART model. The SMART model uses an acronym to show organizations how to establish and achieve objectives. The simple guideline consists of 5 elements. 1. Specific. Objectives must be clearly defined to maintain a clear vision of what is to be achieved. 2. Measurable. The objective must be measurable and the exact measure must be stated. 3. Actionable. An organization must ensure that it has the authority and resources to take the actions necessary to achieve the objectives. 4. Reasonable. Unrealistic objectives are disincentive to managers, employees, and organizations as a whole. These objectives must be realistic and able to be achieved. And 5. Timetabled. Objectives should have milestones and deadlines to measure and track the progress. Relevant Theory, Chapter 18, Leading and Managing Change. Managing planned change. Change is a complicated phenomenon and one in which human nature may not greet with a warm welcome. People may not want to introduce change even if it is necessary under the certain circumstances. American-German psychologist and one of the modern pioneers of social organization and applied psychology, Kurt Lewin, recommends that any planned change effort be viewed as a 3-phase process. The 3 phases of Kurt Lewin's model are: Phase 1, Unfreezing. This phase is all about preparing for the period of change. This can be achieved by creating positive relationships with the people affected, helping them realize the current behaviors are not effective, and minimizing the overall resistance to change that has been expressed. Phase 2, Changing. This phase involves applying changes to the system. This can be achieved by identifying new, effective ways of behaving, choosing appropriate changes in tasks, people, culture, technology, or structure, and taking actions to put these changes into place. And Phase 3, Refreezing. This phase involves stabilizing the system after change. This can be achieved by creating acceptance for new behaviors, providing any necessary resource support, and using performance contingent rewards and positive reinforcement. Organizations can choose between 3 change strategies to achieve the desired outcome in the change transition. Each can have very different consequences for change agent and change target alike. The different strategies are: Force coercion strategy, which uses the power bases of legitimacy, rewards, and punishment to change. Rational persuasion strategy, which uses persuasion backed by special knowledge, empirical data, and rational arguments. And the shared power strategy, which engages people in a collaborative process of identifying values, assumptions, and goals from which support for change will naturally emerge. People tend to resist change due to several reasons, including fear of the unknown, disrupted habits, loss of confidence, loss of control, and poor timing. When people resist change, furthermore, they are defending something important that appears to be threatened by the attempted change. If an organization experiences resistance to change, these strategies can be implemented. Education and communication strategy, which uses discussions, presentations, and demonstrations to educate people beforehand about a change. Participation and involvement strategy, which allows others to contribute ideas and help design and implement the change. Facilitation and support strategy, which involves providing encouragement and training, actively listening to problems and complaints, and helping to overcome performance pressure. Facilitation and agreement strategy, which provides incentives that appeal to those who are actively resisting or ready to resist. Manipulation and co-option strategy, which tries to covertly influence others by providing information selectively and structuring events in the favor of the desired change. Or explicit and implicit coercion strategy, which forces people to accept change by threatening those who resist with a variety of undesirable consequences. Note that the last two strategies carry a great risk and potential for negative side effects.
Objectives. Chapter 7. Information and Decision Making. Implementation of a Business Excellence Framework. In order for companies such as Suncorp Insurance to keep on track and make sure their employees are making the correct decision for the benefit of the company, the Australian Business Excellence Framework should be implemented. A framework in leadership and management system that describes the essential elements needed for organisations to sustain high levels of performance. The Australian Business Excellence Framework can be used to improve organisations' aspects in leadership, planning, people, communication, and results. Chapter 8. Planning. Policies need to be issued for companies to monitor employees. Efficient ways to monitor employees. This includes the use of databases and cloud systems that enables employees to access work outside of physical workplace buildings and use any smart device to productively view and complete tasks while allowing the organisation to monitor everything that is being viewed and completed easily. The use of a monitoring system would benefit the company and the employees as it relieves stress of employees to virtually enter the workplace from any location. Caps on internet usage is also needed by organisations to limit the waste of productivity. Chapter 18. Leading and managing change. Strategies for future innovation. Organisations such as Suncorp need to be driven by innovation, the drive that delivered bring your own device policy. The change allows for work to be completed without the use of employees in physical workplaces, but virtual workplaces. Virtual workplaces is able to draw together multiple entities without taking up time and without the consumer realising, therefore maximising time efficiency. Continuous innovation is made possible by Hamel's Wheel of Innovation. 1. Imagining new possibilities. 2. Designing, testing ideas in concept. 3. Experimenting, examining practicability. 4. Assessing, strengths and weaknesses of innovation ideas. 5. Scaling, implementing new processes. With continuous innovation, a more mobile and modern workforce will be created.
Action Plan. Chapter 7. Information and Decision Making. In the short term, Suncorp needs to review the decision-making process in regards to new technology, existing technology, and mobile workers to help identify problems and find ways to fix these problems. A short-term business plan should be achieved within 3 months. Within 6 months, management should create and implement a 5-step decision-making process, requiring resources of management's time and cost. In the long term, all employees, guided by management, should review decision-making processes previously implemented to ensure ongoing success on a period of 1 to 5 years. This long-term review may need to be reconsidered, fixing any flaws or issues to ensure the business's success. Action Plan. Chapter 8. Planning. Planning tools, techniques, and processes. Mobile employees must attend team/worker evaluation per month to present work to another peer or manager who then grades and evaluates the work ethic of the employee, time taken to produce work, and amount of work done. The evaluation strategy is used as an alternative monitoring tool to assess the mobile worker. Due to the ability of mobile workers' access to technology, the need for middle management has diminished. Hence, the need for peer-evaluated work. The introduced level of technology a mobile worker has access to allows the worker to effectively communicate and plan their work, resulting in a void managerial position. The mobile worker may then effectively evaluate a peer to assess work ethic, and CEO and upper management may assess the effectiveness of the methods used, allowing for cuts in middle and lower management. Action Plan. Chapter 18. Leading and Managing Change. Implementation and Action Plan for Leading and Managing. In a short-term plan, management at Suncorp needs to review the change in management strategy to allow for a more mobile and modern workforce. This should be achieved within a 3-month plan. Within a 6-month plan, management should have implemented these strategies. In the long term, all employees need to keep up to date and qualified with changes and be trained accordingly to ensure the business's success.